Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday morning trading room. I trust everybody managed all right without me yesterday. For those of you new in the room, I see a couple of new names here. Welcome. Let me give you a really quick overview of what you're looking at. We've got the complete diversified trading system here along with the Raptor. So here in the top left, we have the Hawk Micro Scalper. The top right is the Falcon Swing Trader. Bottom left is the Eagle Trend Trader. And then the bottom right is the Raptor. The market I'm following is the NASDAQ. That's my kind of favorite market. Of course, if there's a market you would like to see, let me know. And if it's in my data feed, I will certainly bring it up for you. All right, so here's what we're looking at the last few days, and the market falling off very, very sharply. We kind of saw it coming back here when the market got really kind of quiet and volume was going up. Oh, by the way, the daily chart here, in case you didn't recognize it. And we expected the market to get down here to around 7,200. That's a little bit lower. I was thinking maybe more around here, around 73, 73.50. I admit it came down much faster than, well, I suppose most people expected. I was reviewing the charts here this morning. It looks like much of Monday's decline occurred in the overnight, and you can see here now this morning again from the overnight a big recovery from the overnight session. So we're currently trading up here at around the 75.20 area. Just a real roller coaster. So we'll see what happens now as the buyers dig in. Not unusual to expect the market to hit a bit of a sideways trading range, which I think is what we're in right now. So probably see a retest of the high over the next few days, but it does seem as though it's going to be more of a bear market, at least for the near term. And as always, your questions are welcome. Oh, you may not recognize here at the bottom of the charts, I also have the Bollinger Band suite. This is a system, what we call a system add-on. I featured this, I guess about 6 months ago now, in one of our Rabbit Hole Friday sessions, and I liked the indicator so much I left it on the charts. But if you're interested in learning more about the Bollinger Band suite, you can just go to the Indicator Warehouse website and search Bollinger Band suite. In essence, it gives us an indication when the market may be more prone to trending when it gets outside of the bands. Here we're emerging now to the short side. And we're seeing a little bit of a move lower here. Now we're back to the hard edge. Well, I know it's Tuesday, but they're sure trading like it's a Monday. Well, let's see if we can get something emerging here resembling a trend. This, again, the pre-market, the overnight, very, very bullish. If the market turns one more time here, I think I'd feel a little bit more confident putting my just in case order to buy above the highs. Oh, there we go. We're getting a little bit of a reaction. Trade forecaster says we are in full-on scalp mode, trend mode, hot on the heels. We'll see how long trend mode is forecast for. Okay, so the market did turn one more time. I can place a trend resumption order above the high. This is my, just in case the market explodes to the upside, I've got an order ready and waiting. A few hard edge bounces here on the Eagle, which are mirrored here in the Raptor. Getting a plethora of signals. So quite a bit of flip-flopping. You can see the Bollingers here, fairly bearish. All right. This is going to be an early number one signal. I'll consider shorting. Oop. I better get that order in quick because that number one signal's printing right there. We'll get this stop loss order out of the way, cancel the other one. So all I was doing was anticipating the number one order. We got the signal to print right where I entered. The next signal that prints, there we go. This is going to be the number one order. And I'm in more or less the same place where that number one order printed. Looking now for a little bit of bearish follow through. We lost it though. The Bollingers were looking very, very bearish here for a moment. And now all of a sudden we are pushing back. It's still very early. It's not looking very promising right now. Come on, get down there. Got to break this little itty bitty trend line that's right here. All right, time to bring the stops down a bit. If the sellers fail to recover the market at this point, well then I'm pretty much guaranteed a stop out. So I may as well take the early hit. And if we can get back down to this little swing low around 75.02, I would definitely take my trade to break even at that point. Playing a little cat and mouse, and I don't think we're the cat in this scenario. Come on, get away from that swing high, you stinkers. Nope, they're not going to give it to me. They just keep kissing the highs there. They're making little higher swing highs. Come on, if we can get below 75.05, there is a chance we will encourage more selling. No, buyers are just a little bit too strong for me right now. Yeah, not a real big surprise, given that every time they came down here and tried to break the low, they couldn't. It does suggest a bullish move is pending, so let's try it to the long side. I'm not keen on reversing my positions, but okay, let's get that out of the way. And ooh, big move. Next resistance line, not until 75.72.5. Just shows you the volatility coming into the marketplace. All right, so this is the number one signal that we're looking at. Oh, and of course, you breach the high, and all of a sudden there's the bearish pushback. Okay, it's going to be one of those kinds of days, is it? Normally what happens is if the market shows you that it does not want to go lower, there's a reasonable expectation that the market will try to go higher. That's normally what happens. Okay, so we've got another number one signal. We've got a number three signal. Obviously, we've got to get above the 75.20 zone. Wow, they're brutal here this morning. They just keep flip-flopping on the positions. It's not looking very good now for the long position. This is why I usually don't reverse on a trade. Yeah. Okay, let's close that and put that away. So here's what we got going on. We've got this rather big sideways trading range, and this is the morning session. This includes the overnight. The two trades I attempted were both inside this trading range, which is always difficult to trade. Now that we've actually got a breakout from the trading range, it should become a little bit more predictable. Now that I've dug a nice little hole for myself. Okay, so I'm going to get my just in case order to short below here. And somewhere through here, we should see the market try to retest this breakout, which, you know, there is opportunity here to take the market all the way back to the hard edge. I'm actually hoping this low holds because I am borderline over trading. I'm surprised we didn't get a reverse signal here in the Raptor. Okay, here we are. We're heading back now to the hard edge. We've got our trend change signal, our first micro macro cross here in the Hawk. And we're working a trend change signal here on the Falcon. Okay, back into the hard edge, so we should anticipate a reaction here. Okay, so I've got two bear bars now. I can set my just in case order to buy up here. Now we essentially have the market in a bit of a twist, because it's either going to continue with trend or the breakout will fail and the market will continue higher. And if it does continue higher, well, it's going to challenge the top end of this trading range. And if it continues lower, well, let's see where the next resistance zone is. There's some big zones. Look at this, the median line all the way down here. All right, well, looks like we got filled to the long side, so I don't need to worry about it so much. So the clouds are changing direction here. We're going to anticipate a number one signal to print. And there it is. The number one signal, thing's settling down here a little bit, which, you know, is kind of foolish to try to trade the opening range like that. I thought it looked like a rock star, hit one out of the park early. All right, I'd better get this trade to break even. Hopefully they're not going to look too far back here, and maybe just make a beeline to my profit target, pretty please. There is a fair amount of open profit here right now. We've got about $150 in open profit. And get above that last swing. Okay, so we're sitting at $200 open profit right now. The reason I'm saying that is it would be a good idea to take the profit. It really would. I'm hoping to get a little bit more out of here, maybe offset my earlier loss, but you see, that $200 would go a long way to squaring up the account a bit. Okay, so I'm going to take it below this bar here with this little tail to it. I'm going to lock in at least that much profit there. And if this bar gets a tail, I'm going to roll below that one. So essentially any bar with a tail. Okay. All right, so got tagged on that, but that's okay. It was a good trade. And had I not been quite so anxious earlier, I would be in much better position right now. Oh well, such is trading. Well, I am glad I took the profit when I had it. You can see we're getting a rather substantial pullback. Would have been a heartbreaker to get tagged at break even. So the initial breakout failed. You can see we're back within the broader trading range. I think I'm gonna wait just a little bit here until the market gets maybe a little bit more structure. All right, well, we're coming back here with yet another number 3 signal. So we got back-to-back number 3 signals. Are the buyers going to make a run for it? Are they going to get through the top end? So I think I'll wait for a second push opportunity. There it is right there. So if they breach the high, I'll consider buying it. Or no, now they're back down to the hard edge. Okay, good. Good. Take away that temptation to do something silly. You know, the pushback here from the highs, it is making the market a little bit more bearish again. I know we've just seen a lot of back and forth here this morning, some really wild swings. We really haven't gone that far though. Okay, it looks like they're still flip-flopping a bit, so let's give them a little bit longer. Okay, we're back to the highs. We're here with another number 1 signal. I'm a little bit late on it. I would have much rather taken it very close to the hash mark. I suppose I could have waited for a second push opportunity, but you know me. All right, let's see what if we can't get a little bit of follow through here now. Okay, we're about 3/4 of the way, or 2/3 of the way to the profit target. I'm going to take the trade to break even, and got a quick little uptick there, enough to hit the high probability target. Thank you very much. And they were actually a little extra generous on that one because I was late getting into that trade. So a bit of a lucky break for me, but that's okay. I'll take it. So what we're witnessing now is an attempt to break out the top end of the trading range. This is the breakout, this is the retest. Because we have the breakout, we can put our just in case order to buy up there. Because we have a reaction, we can place our just in case order to sell right here. Now, I try not to make them too tight because the market does have a tendency to break highs and lows by a tick or two. You don't want to be brought in on a one tick trend. All right, well, let's see what they can do here. So we're in at 75.27. All right, I'll do the eagle target. So we need 37.5. Five points would be your scalp target, or pardon me, your swing target and or raptor target. Okay, you see how that bar was struggling? Now that that bar has formed, I'm going to take my trade to break even. Because anytime you see these bars with tails or wicks to them, that shows you that there was a lot of interest in that price. And so if they lose it, if they lose control, then there's a chance the market's going to go the other way. Occasionally, I outsmart myself, though, and get tagged prematurely. Okay, so we have made our swing target. I'm waiting for the current bar to finish so I can roll below its tail. No, they're going to tap me here at break even. Shoot. Well, that's a little disappointing. I had the swing profit on the table. I let it get away, but oh well. Now there's no follow through on the upside. So what's going on here? Are the sellers going to push back again? Got a little bit of a trading channel going on. All right, the hawk bearish, the falcon about to get bearish. We're getting a trend change signal here on the falcon. Lots of signals here this morning. I'm wondering, because the market did not want to go up, if it's going to try to go down. And this time I will be a good boy and take profit on target if they give it to me. Okay, about 2/3 of the way there again, and oh, you stinkers. I think I got tagged early on that. Probably near the hard edge, that's why. Yes, of course. Okay, well, let's see if the hard edge bounce fails. I will definitely try to short that. So here we go with the test of the extreme being the high. No, now they're messing that up. Okay, well, let's put that away then. We may end up establishing another sideways trading range. This is not uncommon either. So we had the initial one, and as time goes on, the market begins to ignore it, the old prices, and it may well establish a new sideways trading range. It may look something like this. I'm just forecasting now, just speculating. Okay, here they come again with another trend change signal. Okay, it's a very, very broad second push on this signal back here. But I can't help but think if they're making lower swing highs that keep bouncing against the lows, this is where it's going to yield. Okay, so now we're getting the trend line touch. This is going to be a number one signal on the Raptor. Oh, no, not quite. Sorry. An early number one signal on the Raptor. The early number one signal is simply visual. We can see the clouds are almost fully crossed. A signal should print. Okay, or we got the warning dots. The Raptor didn't print the signal. The Falcon printed the signal here, so we'll do it on the Falcon. Come on, give me a little more follow through here. I'll wait till they're about 3/4 of the way to the profit target this time. All right, there we go. And there we go. All right, well, that worked out a little bit better. The other one would have worked out as well had I not got tagged out, but I chose to roll the stop when I did, so there you go. Wow, just some very, very wild swings today. Okay, well, I've almost dug myself out of my hole. the hole not quite as deep as when I started the day. Still down about 75 bucks plus commissions. It's usually what we refer to as a rounding error, not a real loss. So now I would expect, since we're back near this 7,500 essentially. We bounced at 7,502 before. We're back down here now, 7,503. It's reasonable to expect some sort of reaction here. Oh, or not. The buyers just give up. Well, there certainly is room to move to the downside, no question about that. And here we are back to the lows of the morning and a new low. Okay, well, we gotta wait for a little bit of a pullback now. Well, I don't think trend right now is the problem. The problem is stop placement. We just produced another just discretionary signal here on the Raptor. But where in the world do you place your stop? I think I'll just wait a little bit. We are back near some significant numbers. 74, 75, the quarter numbers, the 75s, 25, 75s. They'll get, oh, you can see they get some interest as well. All right, so we're starting to establish a little bit of a sideways range down here. You could put your, it's a little early, but you could put your just in case order to short down here below those lows. Just looking for a trend resumption. And since we've had, well, we haven't really established a sideways trading range just yet. So, oh, all right, well, I'm in it now. So set the stop loss order first. That's most important. And then we can look at setting a profit target. Close enough. See, the proper place for this stop is actually up here. With my stop up here, I dramatically improve the probabilities of this trade working out. But of course, I can't afford a stop that big, so I have to make do with the last swing and hope the market doesn't look back too far. Okay, as we approach these lows, okay, we've breached the lows, I can bring my stops up. And again, we have the swing target. We have the profit for the swing target, or we had the profit for the swing target. Ah, darn it. Well, I guess as volatile as the market is today, perhaps going for the full trend profit is too much. And I should have noticed here that we are in scalp mode, at least for another 5 minutes. So I should have been looking at taking those 5 points. Okay, so they broke to the short side. They did not fulfill the move lower. This does open up the possibility of a move higher. And it's just what the markets do. They'll test the bottom end. If they break out lower, they'll continue lower. If they can't break out lower, well, then there's a chance they're going to try to go higher. And that's what we're looking at here. This is actually an early #1 signal on the Falcon. Here, let's do it on the Falcon, because the Falcon has the proper trend change signal going on. And my order is way late, so let me see if I can't get it in a little bit better here. So it would have been nice to enter down here since we're expecting to get long anyway. All right, let's see if we can get the swing target this time. Okay, well, we were about a good 2/3 of the way there. I'm going to be tagged on that one early. I just bet you. Yeah, there they go. They're going to poke through those highs a little bit. Well, I do think they're going to go a little bit higher from here. We may get a number one signal on the Raptor. Okay, let's take a look at that. So we're going to get we got the warning dot. We're going to get, this is essentially an early number one signal. Oh, I'm surprised that didn't print as a number one. Oh, it did. There we go. I was going to say the next signal that prints should be the number one signal. And once again, I'll roll my stops up and come on, get up there. Oh no. My broker's loving this. Shoot, just a little bit too quick with my stops. Okay, they're still sorting things out here, trying to see whether they're really serious about making a bullish push. I think they might be. Oh, I was hoping for another little pullback, but I may not get it. All right, well, we'll just wait here a few minutes. It is approaching near the bottom of the hour, and very often we'll see a reaction at that time. So let's just give them a moment to sort things out. Okay, bit of a pullback. That's encouraging. That means that the buyers have made a run for it. The sellers are pushing back. And if the buyers can come back from here now, it means that they will still have control of the market. We're in the hard edge, so this is where we expect some sort of reaction. And if on the next push higher, the buyers lose control, then there's a very good chance the market will head lower. So, like I said, we're really starting to get into a little bit of a bind. Okay, just watching and waiting right now. You can see we're just going sideways. All right, well, we're getting at least the number one signal here on the Raptor. We do have a hard edge bounce. Back at the last swing high, which is also that primary resistance zone. And now a follow-up signal with a slight second push to it. Okay, well, we've got the market in a bit of a bind now. We just produced the number two signal to short. So we definitely got the top side. We know where the buyers have run out of steam or where the sellers are digging in. That may be more accurate. Actually, I'm going to reduce that one, bring it down here. This now our new trading range. Ooh, they are lost right now. You can see we definitely have the market in a bind. It's torn between getting above 7,500 or getting below 74.75. We've got a lot of candy striping going on, which means that the market is uncommitted. And here on the Eagle, we'll see that sideways trading range starting to build. Okay, make a run here at the top end. Okay, and I will set my profit target. Actually, 73.75 would be my 5 points. Bring up my stop a bit for starters. Get ready with my break even. Come on. Doggone it. What is that, like 3 times now? And of course, there they go. Up to my profit objective. Well, let's see if we get a pushback again. So far there's not much follow through on that breakout. Ooh. Okay, so the seller's showing up a little bit later than expected. All right, well, the buyer's still strong. All right, it's a real challenge today trying to figure out if the market is heading higher or lower because, as I mentioned before, we really haven't, well, we did get a big move lower, but overall, we spent a lot of time going over the same prices. I would like to see a test of the extreme. That would open up the possibility of a short. Okay, well, the Falcon already doing a trend change signal. The Raptor here in the hard edge, as is the Eagle. So we anticipate a reaction when we hit the hard edge. We could use that reaction as our second push opportunity. to get short here on the Falcon signal. All right. See if they're going to stand me up again. Let me get close to break even and then tap me out. Well, we've lost a lot of momentum. So this is just the pushback now from the hard edge. All right, here we go. Get the trade to break even and, oh, really? Oh, I almost thought they were going to do it to me. Would that be like a fourth or fifth time? But they let me have the profit that time. All right, I guess we can put that away for now. Well, the seller's coming back now. We're actually producing a number one signal here on the Raptor, which would suggest a move lower, but we've been so constipated price-wise. I don't know if I'd want to do anything without a second push attached to it. All right, well, here's the second push. The sellers really have enough here. Okay, we'll see. Oops, not liking that number two signal printing. That's a reverse right there. This whole 74, 75 area has been very stubborn this morning. It's a number to keep in mind. Well, really got to see the sellers push back now. If they're serious about taking control of the market, they got to do it now, or the buyers are going to take it away. Okay, a couple of number three signals. We got the 323, which hopefully we don't come back with a number two signal. That could be bad because it would show the buyers getting a little bit stronger than the sellers. Oops, doggone it. Oh, and they're going to tap me out. What a way to finish out the morning here. All right, well, I think we're going to close up shop here. I've got to take the vehicle into the shop anyhow. Don't want to be late for that. What if you're hanging out for the remainder of the morning session? Look for a test of the extreme. Look for the market to make one more run at the lows and fail, and I think that would be an excellent opportunity to buy. All right, gang, be careful today. No shortage of volatility. I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now. Oh, sorry, before we leave here, David's asking which system is in the upper left of your 4-chart layout. That is the Hawk Micro Scalper. In fact, I should have spent a little more time here with the Hawk this morning because when the market is this volatile, the Hawk Scalper is actually a pretty good way to go. One of our high probability signals here on the Hawk is this one right here, the first micro macro cross signal. It's when the thin line crosses the thick line. It's the first signal where everything is in sync. So the moving averages are in sync, the bar color is in sync, the filter is in sync, and of course the signal. And that tends to be a pretty reliable signal. You can see we had another one right over here. Here was one, yeah, this was one to the upside. The lines didn't cross, but everything went out of sync. See the filter out of sync, bars, trend lines, it comes back into sync. This was the initial one back here. So a very, very strong signal, that first micro macro cross signal. And the Hawk Scalper, very good for picking up short-term swings like that, especially in a market as volatile as today. See, here we have another first micro macro cross signal right there. I will show you a little bit more of it again tomorrow. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow then. Bye for now.